Hey, hello scrappers. Yeah, I got these motors in here kind of laying around I brought in the other day. I had them sitting down here on the floor down there by the those compressors. So I thought I'd try to knock out a couple of them and get them out of the way. I've been doing some cleaning in the shop. Had a big old one of those plastic deals you put bread on. The bread man uses. Had one of them in there. Just toss a couple of these back off of here. Then I had knives and I think there's a spoon and a knife, several knives, but yeah, just looking this over. Man, he's got long bolts on both sides. So I'm almost thinking that'd take some time to get that off of there. I'm almost thinking about just taking the air chisel to it, see if that'll speed it up a little. I had all kinds of aluminum pots and pans and little tiny cake pan type stuff and quite a bit of junk on that. So been out here quite a while this morning cleaning a lot of that stuff up. Pretty nice out here today. I think it's in the 80s. There's a little breeze blowing, making it bearable. Had the fan going earlier. Some brass connectors. Cut all that stuff off of there. Okay, now I gotta find a little bucket to throw this in. It's wire. One there. Which, for those that don't have an air chisel, probably go down to Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever. Get you a little one. This one here, I'm not sure where I got it. I think I got this one at Home Depot. I think that's where I got that. The 1/2-inch cold chisel. Just set it back there behind that nut. Looks like it's cutting right through the nut. There goes that one. Might as well do it this way because a lot of people don't have an air chisel. That might have to change the bit. There goes that one. It's not that hard to do. It's probably a whole lot faster than trying to unthread these things. Yeah, kind of choking up on that hammer a little bit. Kind of putting it at an angle, trying to make sure I get in behind that nut. Okay, those are out. Bolts pull out real easy now. How about that one? May have a little bit of the nut still on there. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of something still on there. Give it some taps. There, it's out. And once you're this far, what I usually do is just get that an angle. Or you can always even go this way sometimes. It's rusted in there pretty good or something. I may have to grind around on that a little where it'll come out a little easier or something. lot of rust on the shaft, so a lot of times this one won't want to come off the shaft too easy. So that may be a little chore too. It'll either come off or it'll break. And what I do with this, let me put the chisel away. This piece I'll spray a little WD-40 on there. And what I did, I took a couple motor housings like that were smaller, where I cut it, welded them back together. Most of the way down, it may be hitting the table, so what I'll do, I'll set it up on that. Get a punch. Let me since that didn't drop all the way through. There it is. Now we get that cleaned up. And I hope you can see what I'm seeing in the monitor. I'm not seeing too much at all in the monitor right now. Looks like it's all that backlighting from the door. I may have to shut the door. Tilt this back down. There we go. Backlighting sure had it dark. Very dark. I don't know if it was that way in the video or not, but it may have been. Okay, so now we almost have clean aluminum here. Just gotta get that piece off. Put my hammer away. Stuff tends to collect badly on my workbench if I don't keep it cleared off. I cleaned up a bunch of these like this morning that I had from the wash machine motors. You got some kind of oil impregnated ground up cloth or something in there that they use on these motors. Yeah, that one ain't a little hard to get. That one's going to do the same thing. Here's that piece. We get a smaller screwdriver and I'll clean. Try to do this in front of the camera where you can see. Got the trash can over here under it. Now this piece here is metal, that little triangle. This is just that garbage. That broke right out of there. Broke the aluminum. I'm just dumping that right into the trash can. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday, which is probably Sunday when you're watching this. So I hope you had a good Saturday. I see here in Oklahoma it's around 80s. The thermometer on the wall says about 76. But I don't really put a lot of faith in that thermometer. If I go over and tap it, it'll probably come up. Okay, that one's clean. This one looks a little more complicated. Tapping that back down where I can get the pry bar up under it. There it is. Yeah, that should be most of the metal. Go to the bucket. Clean the trash out. I got the other one had the sleeve or collar that was pressed in. It broke the aluminum housing and it came out. This one is still in there. So I'll have to get a punch and knock it out of there. You can probably see it right here in the center, sticking up a little bit this way. So about the easiest way to probably do that would be to set it right back on top of the housing. Should be done with these. Put that right on the edge. And there it is. Okay, I got the scale over here zeroed out. So I'll throw this aluminum on there and we'll see how much cast aluminum we got. 13.8 ounces. A little over quarter pound. So I think most yards are paying about 40 cents, something like that at this time. Clean that off. Then what I do here, you can't hardly get into your windings or anything there, so just put a new blade on before this so I can cut the copper, but I got a whole bunch of smaller ones with pieces I need to use up. Now you can cut that with an angle grinder like I did, a sawzall, a hacksaw if that's all you have. These wires in here kind of holding it from falling out, so pull those through. That comes right off. So we got strings around there, so that's going to hold the copper into place and it's not going to go flying everywhere when we cut it. Okay, so now after you cut these, you got all these little plastic things on here. So I try to knock them off pretty quick. I don't like all that junk in my copper. Yard probably doesn't like it either. Yeah, the last copper I took in here a couple weeks back got $3.75 a pound for number 2. Okay, let me go plug in the air compressor and I'll show you. I took a flat chisel here and I cut a notch out of it. And that's how I pull my copper up. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Now if the air compressor comes on, it probably will, I'll pause the video until it stops and then pick it up. You can see how easy that's coming out. Just working my way around. I want to try another trick, so I got to run into the other room in a minute. Get my little propane bottle. I'm going to see if that will kind of take care of all these strings. So that there I usually throw in prepared steel short iron, and so far they haven't really said anything about the plastic insulated sleeves there. So, but I don't think I want to take it in with all that on there. Could get a weight real quick. I'll untether the camera here, take you over there to the scale. And we got 1 pound, 14.5, 14.5 ounces. So a little over 1 3/4 pound. So what is that? Probably pretty close to $7 or so right there. Not quite 8, but you know, maybe $7. So I'm going to get the torch and see if I can't just burn that string off of there. I'm not sure how that will work, but normally I use a knife with a hook blade, box knife. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Hook my monitor back up. Yeah, this is an experiment. I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens. Yep, looks like it might burn off pretty good that way. It would probably be better to do this in a metal pan of some sort. So there might be some hope in that. Like I say, normally to clean it up I just use this hook blade. That way, with the regular box blade you end up cutting straight down, and a lot of times then as you're cutting you're just dulling your blade. Yeah, I think that burning that's going to work pretty good. I think I'll just get it into little bunches to burn, and then I'll set it on a pan. So I think I'll set this aside and go ahead and do another one. For those of you that like longer videos, I just put that in this bucket. So for those of you that like longer videos, I'll go ahead and cut down another one. We'll weigh it. And for those of you that want to cut out of here, I want to thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, learned anything. A lot of times when these are so rusty, it's easier just to cut the shaft off like that, and then to have to deal with all that other, trying to pull that thing through there, trying to get that off of there. That can be a major burden. ahead and take the sawzall. What I ought to do, I bought a couple blades. Let me get I bought a couple of these off-brand carbide blades. So I'm going to give it a try, see how they do. I don't know if Ryobi Days is still going on. It's been going on for about 2 weeks, where you buy 2 4-amp-hour batteries for $99. You get a charger with it, and then you got some pre-selected tools that you can get for free. So I got me a backup sawzall. You can see it's nice and clean, no fingerprints. Cutting through that pretty fast. I might put just a touch of oil on it. I'd say I'm almost halfway through that already. But I don't want to get the blade too hot. I had a short Diablo blade. Got it too hot, and no more carbide teeth. See, that made pretty fast work of it with that carbide. And probably to make it come out a little easier too. Little WD-40. Okay, now I'm going to try to find. Those look like they're just round rivet type. Bolts on the other end, so can't really hold down. Let me try to find something that's going to fit this. I think that one's going to fit it just fine. What size is that thing? 8mm. Part of the issue, these don't have the magnets. It has to be deep enough to get past that little bit of bolt that's sticking out too. Those are coming off super easy. You can't hardly turn it by hand, but turn real easy with the drill. I don't know if I'm too zoomed in here. Might be. Okay, there's all the bolts. Put this back over here. There's that one. This one stuck real well onto the shaft, and there's nothing quite right there to get that out of there. Okay, now here's where I'm going to use the knife a little bit. I got wire coming back a little way, so I'm going to try to cut some of the strings back this way if I get to the edge. I might go ahead and get rid of that housing first. Yeah, it doesn't take much to cut through that. Cut through this housing. Guess I can get over here on this end where you can see. I need to raise that up so I can back it out just a hair. Now, I don't claim to be a cameraman. I'm a scrapper, but I try to be more aware of what's in the shot. I'm surprised peanut butter hasn't come in yet. Made his appearance, or he may have already, because sometimes he'll walk by and I won't see him. I'm busy doing what I'm doing, but when I watch the video back, I'll see him walk across. Sometimes Mitch. Okay, I still got all the little brass ends on here, so I got to clean them up. Just going to set it aside. Now this one looks like it might be a chore trying to get that aluminum off of there. And I got to check this. I got to check this little stem here. Pretty sure that's a magnetic. Yep, magnet holds to it. Sometimes you can probably need pliers, and I probably need to douse it with. I need to douse it with WD. Trying to get it to twist a little. Trying to twist it and pull. Well, there where I crimped it with the cutters, it broke off. I may just have to break it apart and I may have to take a punch. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it real quick. Back the camera, raise the camera up, so you can see if I'm successful in this endeavor. Probably going to go dark again, huh? I'll start with a smaller punch. It might be sufficient. That came right out. Nice. That wasn't hard at all. Okay, I guess I can put these away and that away. We'll go ahead and clean that up and cut it. Well, there's peanut butter. Peanut butter. Kitty, come on. Hey. Hey, you want to get on camera? I know you always like getting on camera. Say hi to everybody. think he's headed in to see what he can find to eat. I'll get this cleaned off real quick. We'll cut this and see what kind of weight we can get on it. And maybe put both of them together and see what kind of weight we got. And I'll do the 2 aluminum pieces off screen. A lot of times I'll go through, if I have a bunch of motors, and I got some still left from last year, is I'll break them all down to this point right here, and then once I get, then clean up all the aluminum, and then come back and do all the stators. Try to stay right up against this edge as much as possible. Okay, clean the plastic off of here. Get over here, I'm in the shot anyway. Got a lot of phlegm. It's been pretty cool in Oklahoma, considering. Humid though. Got the south wind blowing right now, so it brings a lot of moisture up from the Gulf. Had one call today, guys got a hot water tank, so I scheduled that for Wednesday after work. Tuesday I'm taking the day off, got to take my daughter's car to the shop, and then I got a doctor appointment. Monday I got to go by it. Guy did a lot of home repair, I guess. Now he's injured himself and can't really do the work. But he's got, I think he said a small refrigerator, so I'm thinking a mini fridge, and then a farm gate, he said, so I'll take the Sawzall where I can cut it in thirds. And then I think he said he had several buckets of faucets and pipe and who knows what, that he got out of these houses. That's a little tighter. Said he planned on recycling it himself, but now he can't. He's kind of disabled. Let me pause this till that compressor catches up. Okay, I'm back. That was fast, wasn't it? But you didn't even have time to go get popcorn. Alright. And while I was waiting, I went ahead and cleaned up the other 2 aluminum ends. So let me throw all 4 on the scale and see what we got. Throw it in the bucket. 1 pound, 13.7 ounces. So 1 3/4 pound. Maybe 70 cents in aluminum. And back to this one. Standing on the hose. Now this old Craftsman keeps, went on the floor, keeps loosening up here, so I got to tighten it. Probably need to get me a new one of these days, but that one works. I just got to tighten it every now and then, so I think I really want to spend the money on it. This one is pretty tight. It's pulling. Sometimes you may just have to take it section by section. Let's get the wire cutter back over here. Clean up some of these. And sometimes I still have to use channel locks to pry this stuff out. Now if you don't have an air chisel, for this, then trying to get it where you can see the shape of it good, then let me tell you where I got the idea from. I don't remember the YouTuber's name. He'll probably chime in the comments, but he had just a solid metal rod, and he cut the V in one end, and he'd put that in the vise, and then he'd put that V in there, and then he'd hit on the other end of the rod with a hammer, just drive it out. So for any of you that don't have a air chisel, you got a piece of, say, 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch rod, cut you a V down in there, you cut down in it and spread it and kind of bring it to a point. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, even something like this, basically just cut down with a hacksaw, cut down right in the center, down about inch and a half probably, and then get in there and pry them apart at an angle, and then try to maybe cut it bring it to a point, and then you can get it down in there, and then hit on the other end of it with a hammer and knock them on through. So that's how you can do that if you don't have the air chisel. A lot of guys just starting out don't have a lot of tools, I understand. Now try to remember to bring up ways they can do that. Well, let's weigh this one first, and then clean this up real quick and weigh it, and then we'll put the two together. There's the little black kitty. Getting halfway tamed up. Just kind of walked pretty close to me. Was wild, but I've been feeding it in here with the rest of the cats, so now it's kind of coming in when I'm around. When I'm putting food down, it'll come fairly close. And maybe a few more weeks and I'll be petting it. Still looks pretty young. It's throwing the trash in with the copper. Not good. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. I bet nobody else has done that before. So I got a couple wires on this piece of trash. So get the cutters. Save as much of that copper as I can. It's valuable. I was wondering if copper is going to continue going up through the summer, and they're gearing up on these electric cars. They're going to need it more and more and more. So there's going to be large demand. I just hope gas prices don't go too crazy high, because most scrappers aren't going to have electric vehicles to go out and collect scrap. one thing for hauling heavy loads, it's probably not going to be feasible. I mean, there's guys here on Facebook, they go out on bicycles, collect scrap on their, some disabled people that hover rounds, you know, electric wheelchairs and whatnot, go out and pick it up. Yeah. They find a way to get out there and get it. Okay, what do we got here? 1 pound, 13.1. I'll put the contents of the other one in there. Still got all these wires on there. So. Okay, I got them off. I can feel some weight in there now. 3 pound, 10.8. That's a little over 3.5 pounds. We'll just say 4 pounds for the $4 a pound for the 3 pounds, and we won't count the half a pound, which half a pound at $3.75 would be almost $2 anyway. But we'll just say $4, which is probably cutting us short, but we have $12 right there. $12 worth of copper. It didn't take too long to do it, so that's not too shabby for an hourly wage. And if I hang on to it until it goes up to, what are they talking, $7, $7.50 a pound, you know, it's going to be a whole lot more valuable. But who knows where inflation will be or anything else by that time. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. As I said before, if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. I like subscribers. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And I guess we'll see you in the next video. I'm going to try to get over here maybe tomorrow. Well, I got some time, or Tuesday when I'm off, and try to get one of them big compressors over there. I might get me a pencil and paper and try to calculate weights, see what we can figure out, see how many pounds of copper is in there and how much the thing weighs to start with, how much 10 pounds of garbage, or actually shred. Most of it going to short iron. So, and like I said, I got a barrel in the other room with motors, and I got many piled up over here too. So they're really not in my way right there, but getting the time for that ad running through the summer, I'll be staying pretty busy, so it'll probably be fall before I get around to a lot of this, fall and winter. So someone commented I should just stop bringing stuff in and get everything scrapped out and hauled out of here. I said, then I wouldn't have anything to do through the winter when picking up is slow. So the way I do it, running the ad and stuff, which I hope after I retire, I hope try to get up early enough and get out there and do a little bit of curbside scrapping. It might be fun, but as I do it right now, I run that ad, and then people call me up and tell me what they got, and I get their address, go pick it up. Find out what they got, then I know which truck or trailer I got to use to get it. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and happy scrapping. Bye bye.